softening your eyes. Just taking some breaths, noticing the rise and fall of your chest. Scanning your body, looking for any tension and acknowledging it and letting it go. Notice the earth underneath your feet and your buttocks as you inhale, breathing up the earth's energy through your nice tall spine, and then breathing out through the crown of your head, letting go of all that you don't need. Just take a couple more breaths like that. Big breath in. Let's continue on for a few more breaths, letting go of the busyness from your morning and acknowledging any thoughts as they come and go from your mind. The theme of our practice today is to just be. Breathe. Know that the universe is taking care of us. See the light in others and treat them as though that's all that you see. Eat glitter for breakfast and shine through the day and be a rainbow in someone else's cloud. So today is all about just breathing, just being. We're going to take care of our shoulders, our hips and our lower back and have a nice nurturing yoga nidra. And let's begin with just some shoulders, just giving them some nice circles. That's it. And then coming around the other way. Just loosening off any tension you may have in that area. And then bring your hands up into bigger circles. Just taking some nice deep breaths, just softening your eyes as you do this. And going back the other way. And then bring your hands back to your knees, taking the left hand to the right knee and the right hand behind you, looking over your right shoulder. Nice twist through the spine to the right side. And then inhale back to center and exhale to the other side. Just going from side to side. And then coming back to center. And then coming to our tabletop position. And we're going to do a little bit of work on our wrists as we just do some circles with our body, getting a little bit of movement into the wrists, circling one way and then the other. Pointing your fingers into each other. Some gentle movement. And then pointing your fingers outwards. And then pointing your fingers back towards your body, maybe one hand at a time. And then the other hand. And then from here, we'll do a couple of cat-cows. As you inhale, dropping your belly button towards the mat and looking up. And then lifting your belly button, lifting your spine, arching your back, and nice stretch through the neck and the shoulders. Inhale as you lift your chest and drop your belly button. And exhale as you lift your belly button, drop your chest. Let's continue on. So we're just breathing. It's our focus today. We'll do one more round. And we'll do some shoulder opening, bringing your right hand a little bit towards the middle of the mat and lift up the left hand into thread the needle, opening up through the chest. And as you exhale, thread that left hand underneath the right and hover. And then inhale back up and take your gaze with it, really opening up through the shoulders and the chest and the lower back. Then exhale, come back under again, hover. Inhale, come all the way up. And this time we're going to bring our left shoulder and arm down onto the mat and take our right hand forward. Let's take a few breaths here. Feel the nice stretch through the left scapula. Let's go 2 more breaths. And then inhale, bring the left hand back up onto the mat. Slide the right hand back. And then we're going to swap sides. So this time we'll bring the left hand slightly to the center. Inhale, gaze at the right hand. Lift the right head up, twisting through the upper back of the chest. And exhale, thread it under the left. Hover. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hover. Right hand under left. And last one, take it all the way up, twisting through the chest and the upper back. Bring the right shoulder and ear down towards the mat. Slide your left hand forward. And this nice stretch, connecting through the stretch on the right scapula. Let's take 2 more breaths. And then inhale, bring your hands back up to the mat. Let's exhale, take our knees wide and bring our bottom down to our heels and slide our hands forward into child's pose. Coming back to the breath, taking a few breaths here, feeling that nice stretch through the lower back and through the shoulders. Take 2 more breaths. And then coming back up to tabletop and bring your chest forward to upward dog. And exhale back to child's pose. Let's just continue on just with this little flow. Inhale as you lift up your chest into upward dog and exhale as you go into child's pose. Just moving from one to the other, just warming up your back and your hips and your shoulders. Feeling that stretch through the front of your hips. Let's take 2 more rounds. And then bring your knees in so they're lined underneath your hips. And we're going to inhale and lift up into upward dog, tucking your toes under and bring your hips up into downward dog. So we take that movement just a little bit bigger. So inhale to upward dog. You can have your knees on the mat or you can keep your knees off the mat in your upward dog. See how your body feels today. Let's take 2 more rounds. And then when you finish your 2 rounds, come back to tabletop. And we're going to take our right leg forward to the outside of our right hand into lizard pose. Bring your hips forward. So from here, you can take the left knee up off the mat, or you can leave it down, it's up to you. Just taking a few breaths here, feeling that stretch through the front of the left hip flexor and through the right hip. Now, you can take it one step further and lift up your right hand into a lizard triangle. When you do this one, you notice a little bit more stretch through the right buttocks. One more breath, and then bring the right hand down to the mat. And then bring the left knee down and slide the right foot back. And then we'll take it to the other side. So bring the left foot forward next to the left hand. And then lift up the right knee. And just take your hips forward so you feel a stretch through the right hip flexor and through the left hip. And then if you wish, you can take the left hand up into a lizard triangle. Nice. And then bring the hand back down to the mat. And come back to tabletop. And then come up to standing position. Give your legs a little shake. So you feel a fair bit of opening around that hip area. Let's go into a warrior sequence next. So we're going to turn our right foot out slightly and step forward with the left foot. We're going to inhale, bend our left knee and lift our arms up. Imagine we're holding up the beach ball, connecting with the stretch through the right hip. Stretching up nice and tall, looking up. 2 more breaths here. And then take the left hand forward and the right hand back. Keep that bend in the left knee. Looking forward to the left thumb. Just taking a couple of breaths, holding it nice and strong. And then lengthening out that left leg. And bring the left hand on the outside of the left foot. If you have your block, you can use the block. Place it inside the left foot. And then take the right hand and lift it up into triangle pose. Stretching through the back of the left leg, through the chest, and a nice twist in the upper back. Take a couple of breaths here. And then bring the right hand back down to the mat. Inhale, up to standing. Give your legs a little shake. And then go to the other side. So, turn the left foot out slightly and take the right foot forward. Look at the right heel. Just check that's roughly in line with your left arch. And look at your hips and your shoulders. Make sure they're aligned with the top of the mat. And then we're going to inhale, lift up the hands, raise the gaze, bring our arms up, bending the right knee, and connecting to that deep stretch through the left hip flexor. Just reaching up, taking some nice deep breaths here, holding it nice and strong, stretching through the shoulders. And then take the right hand forward, left hand back, gaze towards the right thumb. Stretching out both hands so you get a nice stretch through the front of your body. And then lengthening out the right leg, bring both hands down towards the right foot. Place the block just inside the right arch. And then inhale, lift up the left hand into triangle. Looking up to the left hand, connecting with the stretch through the back of the right leg and through the chest. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then bring the left hand back down to the mat. Inhale, come back up to standing. And bring your hands back to heart center. Let's take our feet nice and wide now. And we're going to inhale, lift our arms up and stretch up nice and tall, stretching through the front of the body. And then exhale, fold forward and bring your hands down to the mat and bring the hands on the inside between your 2 feet. Have your crown of your head pointing down towards the mat. So from here, if you want, you can place your crown of your head on your block and just rest here in this inversion. Taking some breaths, letting our lower back just lengthen and open, stretching through the back of our legs. Just resting here for a few more breaths. Coming back to the theme of our yoga practice, to just breathe. Opening up through the palms, feeling the energy of the earth supporting you in your practice. Come up underneath your hands and your feet. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then lifting your head and lengthening your spine. Heel toe your feet a little closer together. Slight bend in your knees and then come back up to standing. And back to heart center. Nice. And then bring our feet a bit closer together. We're going to go into a balancing pose next, our tree pose. We'll start with the right foot, so opening out the right toes and connecting with the 3 ankle points on the right foot. We're going to do tree pose. So we're going to lift our left foot. You can have the left toes on the mat and lift it up next to your calf, or you can go higher. And let's bring our hands to cactus. So we're squeezing our shoulder blades together. That's it. And coming up into balancing. So as we balance, we're opening up through the chest, finding that gazing point. Nice and steady. It's coming back to the breath, squeezing the shoulder blades. We're a cactus tree. Take 2 more breaths here. And then release it. Give your legs a little shake and go to the other side. So this time opening up through the toes on the left foot and moving the left foot and the hips in a little circle, connecting to those ankle points, and then find your gazing point. Bring the right toes next to your left foot and then slide it up to your calf or higher, wherever is comfortable for you today. And then bring your hands up to cactus, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Yes, taking some nice deep breaths here. Settling the breath down, taking your knee out nice and wide. Just take 2 more breaths. And 1 more. And then release. Give that a little stretch. Let's come down to a seated position. So we'll have our feet out in front of us, nice straight legs coming up onto your sit bones. Nice straight back. Let's inhale, lift our arms up, and exhale, take them forward, down towards your toes. You might have them on your toes or your ankles or your shins, whichever is right for you today. Just relaxing into that forward stretch. Just take a few breaths here and connect into the stretch with your hamstrings and your lower back. A little bit of shoulders, gazing towards the toes. 2 more breaths. Then release your hands, come back up to a nice tall spine again, and bring the left foot up, left knee out to the side. Bring the foot into the groin area, come back up onto your sit bones. Nice tall spine. Inhale, lift your arms up, and then exhale, fold forward, come down to your right foot or ankle or shin, wherever is right for you. You might be able to hold on to the outside of the foot, gazing to the right toe. stretching. So this one's connecting to the stretch through the hip on the left side, and the ITB, it'll help to loosen the glutes off and lower back a little, and also through the hamstring on the right foot. Let's take a couple more breaths, just relaxing into the stretch. And then release your hands, come back up to sitting and swap your legs over. You might like to give them a little shake, taking any tension out, and this time bending the right knee and bring the right foot on the inside of the left leg and come up onto your sit bones again. Nice tall spine. If you find that the knee's up high, you can use your block just to place it underneath the knee to give you a little bit of support. You're going to inhale, lift up, and exhale, fold forward. Noticing how your body feels on this side, you might find you're a little tighter on one side than the other. Gazing towards the left toes. So you might be holding on to your toes or your ankles or your shins, allowing your body to fold forward and connecting to the stretch through the back of the left leg, and also the ITB on the right side and the glute on the right side. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then release your hands and stretch both legs out in front. Give them a little shake. And then let's go back to the first one again. So you might notice the difference. So we're going to inhale, lift up, nice tall spine. Exhale, fold forward, flexing your feet and reach forward. That's it. And just feel that stretch down the back of the legs and the lower back, looking forward. Just softening your eyes here, taking a few deep breaths. Keeping your gaze towards your toes. And then release. Coming back up to sitting, and we'll bring our feet together in front of us. And bring your heels close to your groin area. Nice tall spine, and holding on to your toes. Sit, lifting up your spine and let your knees fall out to the side. You can use your elbows here just to gently press against your inside of your legs, just stretching it a little more. Let's take a couple of breaths. One more breath here. And then release. Coming on to your tabletop position. Tuck your toes under. Let's take it up into downward dog. And walking your heels down towards the mat. Bring your knees down and bring the front of your body down to the mat. Pressing up through the palms, just lifting your chest, squeezing the buttocks. And exhale, fold your forehead down towards the mat. Let's do a couple more of these, just lifting up, squeezing the shoulder blades together, squeezing the butt together, and exhale, come back down. Let's take 2 more, pressing through the hands. Inhale as you lift the chest, squeeze the buttocks, and exhale back down. And 1 more. From here, we're going to reach back, bending our left knee, reach back with the left hand towards the left foot, and bring the right hand just in front of you. And we're going to inhale, lift up through the chest, kick the left leg back. Just take a couple of breaths here. Feel that stretch through the front of the left thigh, also through the shoulders, and then release it and bring the left hand back down to the ground with the elbow bent, hand across the front. bending the right knee and reach back to the right foot. Inhale, kick the foot back and lift up through the chest. Take a couple of breaths here. And then exhale, bring the chest down, bending the left knee and reach back with the left hand to the left foot. And we're going to inhale, lift up the chest, kick back both feet. Take a couple of breaths. So stretching through the shoulders here and through the front of both thighs. One more breath. And then release both hands. And then come up to child's pose. Knees nice and wide. Bring your buttocks down to your heel. Chest up nice and tall. And then walk the body forward. Coming into child's pose and bring your forehead down to the mat. Taking a couple of breaths here. So we're doing an opposite pose. So the one we just did was a back bend, and this is a forward bend. Just to flush out our spine, walking your hands a little forward, opening up your fingers, pushing your palms down towards the mat. Just taking some breaths. Back to the theme of our practice, to just breathe today. We're going to come up to tabletop and come onto our backs. Hug our knees up to our chest and just roll the knees around in a circle, massaging your lumbar spine. And then drop the right foot to the mat and cross the left foot across the front of the right thigh and reach up and draw the legs towards your chest into a pigeon, upside down pigeon pose. Bring your upper back and your head back to the mat. Just taking some deep breaths. Connecting with that deep stretch through the left glute area. Couple more breaths here. And then release your hands, allow the right foot to come to the mat. Swap your legs over. Bring the left foot to the ground, bring the right shin across, and then draw that right knee and shin towards your chest. You can reach through, grabbing onto your left leg, the shin of the thigh, or just bring the right shin towards you. Bring your upper back and your head down to the mat and just relax into the stretch. Connecting with that deep stretch through the right hip flexor. Just take 2 more breaths. And then release the right leg across and draw both knees into the chest. Let's do a little circle again, or rock from side to side, whatever feels right for you. And then reaching your hands through the inside of your legs, inside of your knees, reach up towards the outside of your feet. And then draw the soles of your feet up towards the ceiling into happy baby, flattening out the lower back. And just taking some nice breaths here. Just take 2 more breaths. And then from here, release your hands and you can go into the legs up position. So you might shuffle across to where there's a wall, or you can lift your hips up and put your hands underneath your hips into a supported legs up position, or come up into a shoulder stand, whatever works for you today. Once you have your legs up, circling your ankles, having them nice and light. You might like to give your legs a little shake. activating that lymphatic system, allowing all the lymphatic fluid to come down from the feet and the ankles down through your legs. You might like to take your feet out wide. Taking a few breaths. I invite you to bring the soles of your feet together with your knees out wide like a butterfly. And then lifting your feet back up into the air, nice and high, nice and tall. Just keeping a little bit of movement in your feet. If you're in a shoulder stand, you might like to take your feet over your head into plow pose. Nice and stretching out the hands. Let's take a couple more breaths here. And then on your next inhalation, slowly control your legs back down to the ground and come into Savasana. You might like to place a bolster or a block underneath your knees to support your lower back. If you have an eye pillow, you can put that on. If you have a blanket, you might like to cover yourself up with a blanket. That's getting nice and comfortable. Taking 3 deep, relaxing breaths. Relaxing your body. Make yourself completely comfortable. Be aware of the sounds in the distance. Moving your awareness from sound to sound without attempting to identify the sound. Be aware of your physical body lying in Savasana. Be aware of your alignment, your chin lower than your forehead, your spine aligned, your arms close to the body, fingers away from the floor or as comfortable as possible. Become aware of your natural breath and leave it completely spontaneous. Repeat your intention mentally 3 times with feeling. Rotate your consciousness around your body, starting with the right hand thumb, forefinger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, palm, back of your hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, right side trunk, hip, thigh, knee, lower leg, ankle, heel, top of your foot, bottom of your foot, toes, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Check your awareness that you're still awake and rotate your consciousness to the left side of your body. Your left hand thumb, forefinger, middle finger, ring finger, little finger, palm, back of your hand, wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, left side trunk, hip, thigh, knee, lower leg, ankle, heel, top of your foot, bottom of your foot, toes, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Check your awareness that you're still awake and move your attention to the back of your body, your heels, back of your legs, buttocks, back, shoulder, arms, hands, the whole of your spine, neck, back of your head, crown of your head, forehead, right temple, left temple, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, eyebrow center, right eye, left eye, right ear, left ear, right cheek, left cheek, right nostril, left nostril, lips, chin, throat, chest, 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 abdomen, 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 pelvis, pelvis, pelvis. Become aware of your breath, counting back from 17 to 0. Check your awareness that you're still awake. Awaken the feeling of warmth within your body. Your whole body is warm. Your legs are warm. Your arms are warm. Your whole body is warm. Now awaken the feeling of coolness within your body. Your arms are cool. Your legs are cool. Your whole body is cool. Bring your awareness to the front of your closed eyes and imagine the following objects as they are named. A sunrise, a a full moon over the water, a red rose, a beautiful garden, golden autumn leaves, clear blue sky, a rainbow, sound of the ocean, a kookaburra, a horse, a turtle. Now's the time in your practice to repeat your intention 3 times. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Feel your body resting in Savasana, aware of the room that you're in and the surrounds, the floor, the ceiling, the walls, the window, the sounds inside the room, the sounds outside the room. Recall the time of day and know that the practice of Yoga Nidra is coming to an end. I will chime the singing bowl once. The practice of Yoga Nidra is now complete. Stretching out your fingers and toes. Just give them a little wiggle. And gently rolling to one side. Just breathing. Breathe knowing that the universe is taking care of everything else. Thank you for your lovely yoga practice today. Thank you for being here and being part of our community. Let's bring our hands to our heart center and then up to our forehead for kind thoughts and to our lips for kind words and to our heart for kind heart. Namaste. Don't forget, eat glitter for breakfast and sparkle all day.